Okay, in this video we're going to look at addition. And addition is the word we use when we're putting two or more amounts together. And like other words in many languages, when we can say something in different ways. For instance, with addition we can say find the sum of, get the total of, or what do these numbers equal, etc. The sign that we use for addition is the plus sign, which looks like a cross there. Just show it there in my PowerPoint slide, so it's a plus sign. So just to note, whole numbers are also called natural numbers. They're actually numbers that are above zero. So they are positive numbers and we call them natural numbers. And we use natural numbers when we're counting, for instance, counting students in a class, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Or when we're putting things in order as well, laying them out in order, okay? Now, looking at the steps involved in addition, the first thing to do is arrange the numbers that we want to add to each other. In other words, put the units under the units, the tens under the tens, and the hundreds under the hundreds, and so on. And then step 2, beginning on the right, or at the end of the numbers, we add each column, carrying over any tens, hundreds, etc. onto the next column. And I've just included 2 illustrations there at the bottom of my slide, just to go over those steps really and to show you what do I mean by units, tens and hundreds. And looking at the abacus, which we'd know as an abacus on the right hand side, it just shows what units are and what tens are and what hundreds are, and that can obviously keep going, multiplying by 10 as you go along to the left. The units meaning any numbers between 0 and 9, and then once you hit 10 it goes into the tens column, okay, anything above that. And then the hundreds again, you put the hundreds in the next column, and so on. And just looking at the sum that I'm showing you there, where we're adding 178 to 318, if you can see, the units, the eights, are in the units column. The 7 and the 1, which are the tens, are in the tens column, and the 1 and the 3 are in the hundreds column. Again, 178, the 8 goes in the units, the 7, meaning 70, goes in the tens, and the 1 for 100 goes in the hundreds. And likewise with 318, the 8 goes in the units column, the 10 of the 18 goes in the tens column, and the 3 of the 318 goes in the 300s column. Then adding them, we start from the right hand side as I mentioned, adding the units column, so 8 plus 8 is 16, put down your 6 and carry your 1 up into the tens column, because that 1 essentially stands for 10 of the 16. Okay, so that 1 goes into the tens column. So you go 1 plus 1 is 2, plus your 7 is 9, write your 9 down, go on to your hundreds column, 3 plus 1 is 4, so 496. And we'll do another 2 examples just in case, I went over that too fast, or it was a bit confusing when I was talking about tens, hundreds, etc. Also remember in these videos, always pause, rewind, etc. if you need to go over anything or if I'm going too fast. So let's look at another example. In Dublin Airport, they handled 1,712 flights on one day in July. On the same day, in Shannon Airport, they handled 74 flights. What was the total number of flights handled? In other words, add those 2 numbers together. Find the total. So we lay out our numbers. We can put the larger number on top, which is 1,712. And we put the smaller number on the bottom, which is 74. So in this instance, what I've done, just to show the laying out of the number, I've laid it out there with the U for units, the T for tens, the H for hundreds, and the TH for thousands. So what I've done is for the number 1,712, I've put the 2 under the units, the 1 under the tens, the 7 under the hundreds for the 700, the 1 under the thousands. So that's my 1,712 laid out. And then for 74, I put 4 under the units and 7 under the tens. I draw my line underneath, put in my plus sign, my symbol for plus, and working from the right, I add my numbers across. So add your 4 and your 2, gives you 6, write down your 6. 7 and 1 gives you 8, write down your 8. You move along again. 7 plus nothing, so 7 and 0 are nothing, is 7, write down your 7. And then we have in the thousands 1 plus nothing as well, so we just write down our 1. So that is finding the total of 2 whole numbers. There you go. Let's look at another example. Maybe if someone was counting how many people they had coming into a coffee shop over a weekend. So we'll say the first day they had 456 customers. The next day, a Sunday, we'll say maybe 213. And on the Monday, we'll say 378. Okay, so as you can see, I'm lining up those. I've got my units in my units place, my tens in my tens, and my hundreds in my hundreds. All right, so put a line underneath and an addition sign. So again, as I said, start from the right, always start from the right. So go 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 6 is 17, down my 7, put my 1, which means 10 of the 17, carry my 1 there. 1 plus 7 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 and 5 is 14. Put down my 4 and carry my 1 again. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 2 is 6, and plus 4 is 10. So put down my 1 and my 0. So the answer to that is 1,000, putting in my little comma to indicate thousands, 1,047. All right, hope that makes sense. Thank you. Bye.